Okay, so today we're going to continue with the functions, that is methods over there. So here right now for the functions and arguments, how to work on it. So that's what we're going to see over here. So let me.
So Murli, it's a stupid doubt what I have. So
No worries, please ask.
in Java, we call this as methods, right?
Right.
Functions are called as methods.
Yes, correct.
So there's no separate terminology for functions, or right?
Functions are also called as methods over there.
Yeah, fine. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So anywhere, not only in Java, anywhere, functions are called as methods.
Okay, fine.
Okay, good. Okay, so let me. Okay, so functions, how we use functions over there? So simple, that is always a functions will have a return type. So for example, variables reference actually is what? Data types. For objects, reference are what? That is my. Anyone can say me for objects what is the return type? Sorry, what is the reference?
Methods.
No. Classes, correct. Classes are the reference over there. Same thing for the methods or the functions. The reference is what actually here we call it as the return type here. So the data types might be the reference, okay, or the objects are the reference over there. So everywhere different things comes over there. So right now for the basic over there, the data types are the reference for the methods. Okay, so how to actually what use a function? So simple. Right now, if I have integer method 1, this is how actually what we used to write a method. Okay, so I told you the return type is what? The data type. So right now I given integer as the return type. So here I'm going to print scissor method 1. I'm going to, it will be printing method 1 if I'm going to call this method, correct? So here I will give return and then an integer value 10. Got it? In case if it is a string, I need to pass a return value as a string, that is hello. If it is a Boolean, the return type should be what? True or false. Got it? Based on the data type, okay, the return type. So here my return value will be changed here. Got it? So same as like variables, methods also will be static and then non-static. So if it is a static method, what we need to do? We need to actually what call with reference of a class name. If it is a non-static method, we need to call them with help of objects. The same concept what we follow for actually what variables we follow here also. So how we call this method? So simple.
Chini methods.
Program starts. And here I will have program ends. So here I will have, so it's a static method. So can anyone tell me how I can call this method? Anyone can you give a try? How to call this method?
Create an object.
Usage dot.
No. What type of method it is?
Static.
Static. What is the standard practice to call them?
By using the class name.
Super. So what is my class name? Function usage.
Function usage dot boolean.
Awesome. Yes. No. Function usage dot
method.
Good. Because the name of the method is method 1.
Yeah, Murli, do we have to call that before public static void main function?
So good question. So always the main function will be executed first because by default it will be executed, correct?
Yes.
Through help of the main function, if I call the method, then only these methods will be executed.
Okay.
Only main function is the method which will be executed by default. Why? Because it loads into the static pool, then it will be called by default by itself. Other methods, even if it is static or non-static, it needs to be called explicitly.
Mm-hmm.
Got it right?
Okay. So generally static method or static variable, we have to call before. We can do that after also, right? Like we have to start this PSBM method and end it. Then in the separate block, we will call the method one.
Okay. I'm just not sure about the question. Just I'll confirm whether this is the question. So that is how to actually utilize the variables or the methods before the main function. Sorry.
I'm just saying that. So generally, when the previous classes, what we have seen, that method one we have to call before public void main, right? The main method.
You're saying, do
This
I
one,
need
yeah.
to write?
Yeah, here, yes.
Okay. Good question. So if you see here, anything starts with actually what? A flower base and then ends. I called it as a block. Correct?
Yeah.
So can you see this method one? It started here and then it ended here.
Mm-hmm.
This main function, it started here and then it ended here.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Okay.
So this is the class.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the class, we have two functions. One function is method one. Another function is actually what? Main. Okay. So for the method one, the return type is Boolean. And then for the main, the return type is void. Okay. So in case if it is void, can I return any value here?
No, we have deleted.
Correct. So void means we cannot return any value. And then if we are not returning any value, is it mandatory to keep the statement?
No.
Yes, correct. So it is not mandatory for me to keep. If I want, just simply I can have the statement, but I cannot return any value. So that's why it's not mandatory. I need to keep a return statement. Okay. See here, I'll make it as Boolean now. So that means what is here I'm saying is, it is not actually what always that we will be returning some value whenever we execute a method. Okay, it depends on the condition that when we call this method, do I need to return something or not? Okay, so in real-time scenario, which are the places we will be using the return types means? For example, this is my application. Got it? So right now, what is the first element which is present here? I want the name of it. Okay, so through help of Selenium, I will go to this page and then I will read this element name. So right click. Okay, I'll come here. Inbox, right click, inspect. So here if you see, can you see the inbox is the name of that element, which is a text here. Okay, you don't worry guys, actually what if you're not able to, if you're confused whether what is text, all those things, you will be learning it actually one by one when you come to Selenium. Okay, as of now I'm just trying. So inbox is the name of it. So always actually these should be like a string. Any text actually we used to put it as a text. So through help of this text over there, okay, we will call the method. The method actually will come and read what is the name of this. Then after that, I need to return this value. So that means it should be a string. Then it should return the value which is read which we read. So read string, and then my text is equal to. So as of now, I'm just giving like this. In real time, we will be calling with help of some syntax, and then it will read. Then we will be reading, returning this. So whenever we call this method one, that will return me that is what this method one will do. It will go and then read the information which is present in this first link, then returns that value to the place wherever it is called. Understood, right? This is a real-time scenario.
Got it.
And there are some places actually where we don't need to return the information, but we need to perform some action. So for example, I just need to click on this social link, but I don't want to return and see whether I have what is the text of it. Just I want to perform the action, click or whatever it is there. I just need to perform the action alone. So those places actually we don't return, we just keep it as void, so that we don't want to return anything. Just I want to perform the action alone. That's how methods are being used in real time. Understood, guys? Everyone clear on this part? Can everyone ping me as yes? Everyone is clear on this part? I just want to reply from everyone. So everyone is clear. Okay, I got a reply from only some members. Just I need to know whether everyone is clear. Cool, that's great. Okay, so now we have seen actually how to call the method and then how to return the value. But okay, first let me execute this. It will print me program starts, then this will call actually method 1. Okay, it will execute this, so it prints method 1, then returns me the text which is inbox. Correct? So then after that, that inbox comes over here. But are we utilizing that? Are we utilizing the inbox information? No. So I need to capture right now in a variable and then I need to utilize it. How to use it? Can anyone tell me?
String A is equal to
Create, store it in an object.
Yes. No, not objects. What is the return value?
string.
Then where I need to store? Where I need to store? Anyone can tell me?
In a string variable?
In a string
So
variable.
you have to call the string inside the bracket. Functions
So correct. So functions usage dot method 1. This is going to call the method. It's going to return the value. So that means it comes here after executing the method. Then it comes here the value inbox here. Correct?
Yes.
Can anyone tell me actually how to declare and initialize a string variable to declare? Can anyone tell me?
String A is equal to inbox.
Yes, correct. String A is equal to inbox. Correct? So here the only thing is what I'm doing, function usage dot method 1. Got it? So this will call me this method, then returns me my text return me the text that is inbox here. So that I'm capturing it under a variable called A. Then if I want to print it, I can just print it A. Understood? Everyone clear? Understood, guys? Everyone clear on this part?
Yes.
Super. So I'll just give a small assignment to you. Okay. So now itself you guys can try this alone. Okay. So I just want you guys. Okay. Default method means. Okay. This also will do. Okay. First we'll do this. Okay. I want everyone just take a paper and pen. Okay. Take a paper and pen. Just write over there actually a simple class which has one static method which is of void return type, and then one static method which is of integer return type, and then call the method, and then after that return the value. That one you should capture and then print it. Understood? So only these two things alone. That is, write a program. I will just put this. Only the first two things alone. Okay. And also you as usual you should have a main function. Understood, right? Everyone take a paper and pen and then write these two things alone. That is two methods, both are static. One is void, another one is integer return type. Call both the methods and then print the values which is returned. Okay, I want everyone to do it. Take a paper and pen or a notepad or whatever it is there. No problem. So I'll just put it. So for your reference, you can see this. Okay, I kept here for your reference. Is it, anyone has done? Anyone completed?
2 minutes, Murli.
Sure, super, good.
Okay, Murli, I tried.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, Murli.
Anyone tried this?
Okay, I'm almost done.
Oh, great.
So,
okay. Can you? Have you done in system?
no, notepad.
Notepad. Okay, cool. So can you help me? So
Sure.
how to
Can we create a new class?
Yes. Can anyone tell me what is the shortcut to get my main function?
Main control space.
Yes, correct. Super. Yes. So now
Okay,
what are the things I need? I'll just copy paste.
Okay, so let's start with the first one, static method, which is of void return type.
Correct. Which line number I need to write?
Okay, below that, yeah. So it is static void.
Can I write a function inside a function?
Sorry.
Can I write a function inside this function?
No.
No,
not
not possible.
Yeah.
Super.
Not
Always a function should be separate.
Yes, separate.
So yes, can you tell me?
Okay, so it is static void.
Correct. Static.
Method one.
Why
Void.
void? Because it's a void return.
Void. Yeah. Void.
Yes.
Method one.
Method one.
Okay. Start of the function. Curly bracket. Yeah.
Yes.
So here I'm just printing something.
Yes.
Since it returns void, we don't need to write return void also.
Super.
Okay,
Correct.
so this one is
It
done.
is not mandatory for me to put return statement because I cannot return any value.
Exactly.
Correct. Super. Yes.
And the second function will be system int method 2.
So static.
Oh, sorry, static.
Why? Because it is static method.
Yeah, static int method 2.
Method 2.
2. Okay, curly bracket, start of the function, and then basically what here I'm doing is I'm declaring a method. Okay, I'm printing this, but I'm declaring one variable. Okay, of type integer.
Yes. So how I need to use the statement?
Say int a is equal to.
Int a is equal to
say 100.
100.
Okay, and return 100.
Super.
Return a.
Return a. Correct.
Okay, and in the main function, when
good man, awesome, good Judge. Can anyone tell me how to call these methods and then print the values?
We can call it by using a class name.
Yes.
So the main function dot method one. We'll put it as system print. My function dot method one.
Here, can you see the return types will be shown here?
Yeah.
The method one is a void return type. Method two is an integer return type. So that we'll come to know I'm going to get some values here. So then my function dot method 2. Here I'm going to get some integer value. So can I capture in a variable?
Yeah.
So integer a is equal to any variable name I can use and print a.
We can directly put it also inside the print statement.
Super. Yes. I can also actually I can also do like this. So and then my functions dot method 2. This is going to call the method, and then I'm also going to print the value which is returned. See, can I write my functions dot method 1 inside the system dot out dot println?
No.
Correct. We cannot write because the return type is what? Void. Will it return anything?
Nothing.
No. So if we don't have anything over there, what system dot out dot println can print? It cannot print anything. That's why void return type we cannot put it over there inside a system dot out dot println because we cannot capture anything from there. Okay. Any questions? Okay, cool guys. So next thing. So we have seen right now actually how to use return types. In the next is we will see functions with arguments. So I know that actually I didn't take it. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
yes. No problem.
Can we skip that in declaration of int in method 2? So directly assigning the return value to some integer value.
Yes. Yes, this is also possible.
Okay.
So
directly we can write some digits.
Yes, this is also possible.
Okay, fine.
Only thing is, I need to return some value.
Value. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Based on the data type, I should return some value. That's the one thing.
Okay. Because I tried like that. That's
good. Super.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So next, now functions with arguments. So let me come here. Now I will write one method. See here. Void method 1. So that means if it is actually what? Method 1 means I don't want to return anything. It's a void means I don't want to return anything. Then I will have another one more method. Void method 1 again. If I change to integer, then also throws because it's a duplicate. Okay. The methods can be deferred based on the arguments here. Based on the type of arguments or the number of arguments. Just a second, please. Sorry, guys. Okay. So here I have to differ the method based on the number of arguments or the type of arguments. See, both are. The name of the method is same. The only thing is I'm differing based on the argument type. Even actually what if you see here, if I just make it as integer as a return type, return 10. See, I cannot differ. Only option is actually what? I can differ them based on the argument type, integer A. I'll have one more method here. Double E. Here I'll mention.
So, Murli, small doubt. So,
Yes,
we can have the same method name, right, for everything. And as you said, it will be differed by arguments.
Sorry?
Okay. So, here we are using the same method name, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but the number of arguments it is accepting is different. Like first one, it is not accepting anything. Second, int double, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can I have a method with the same thing, like method 1 without anything?
That becomes as a duplicate for you. See, now
Okay.
if I have,
yes,
becomes as a duplicate.
So it will not allow, right?
Correct. The only option is actually what? I need to actually what? Make them actually what? Differentiation based on the number of arguments or the type of arguments. See, integer A, this is double A. Here is actually what? Integer A, double B. The same.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it number of arguments or it is data type of arguments?
Number of arguments or the type of type means data type only I'm referring here.
Okay.
So can you see here? Here right now it is integer. This is double. Is it differing? Different data types.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Same thing here. It's integer and double. Then here it is double and integer. So this is first is integer. Here is double. Here second is double. Here it's integer. So like that I'm differentiating them. Understood it?
Clear.
This is how it actually what differs over there. Based on the type or the number of arguments, we can differ the information. Okay, so now all are actually what? Non-static methods. How I can call them?
Using objects.
Scissor.
Yeah.
Program starts. So obj1 is equal to new functions here with arguments. So here, if I want to call the method obj1 dot method 1, can you see here all are void return types? Then here it will show what is the arguments I need to pass over here. Understood? So any argument any method which does not have an argument is called as a default method. Okay, here double, I need to pass a double value, a decimal value. Here is integer, a number I need to pass. Here a decimal and integer. Then here an integer and decimal value. So like that. So we'll call all the methods one by one. obj1 dot method double. So now I'll pass 10.20 integer. So here I'll pass 20. Double integer 10.30 comma 50. obj1 dot method 1 integer and double 100 150.30. Got it? So now I'm calling all the methods here. So first program starts, then create the object obj1 dot method 1. What will happen? It calls this method, then prints me method 1. Control comes here. obj1 dot method 1 10.20. This is a decimal value, so it calls this method, prints me method 1. Okay, then after that actually what it returns me actually it comes over here because we are not returning anything, everywhere it's void. Okay, some places we will try to make it like this. Here I'll pass string, so then I need to mention here hello. Hey guys, sorry, it got disconnected. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Clear it? Good. Okay, let me continue. So here I made it actually what? The return type as a string. Then I'm passing a return value as hello. Same thing for the next one. I'll make it as actually what? Boolean as the return type. Here I mentioned return true. That's how we are making. Okay. So now the thing is actually what? This is an integer thing, right? So here, what is the return value? It will be string. So I will capture it over there in a string variable. String a is equal to. Okay. Then after the next one is Boolean for the double. So for this, I will just mention Boolean b is equal to. Then finally, I will just print scissor a plus, I'll give a space and equal to plus b. I'm just printing. So when I print a, the value will be what? True. When I print b, the value will be hello. Yes, tell me.
Murli Pragya here.
Yes, Pragya.
In main function, you are calling that boolean b equal to object 1 dot method 10 and 20.
Correct.
But actually what you function you defined here, it is returning boolean type, but it is accepting only one argument, that is
Correct.
double.
Correct.
So this is like in compile time it will give issue or
no, it will be perfect because method 1 obj1 dot method 1 of 10.20. What does it do? So it knows the argument action passing is a decimal. So it searches for a method one argument which accepts actually what a double a decimal value. So this is the one which accepts actually what a double argument, correct?
Yeah, I thought actually 10.20. I thought 10 and 22 value.
No, 10.20, a decimal value.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. So this accepts this, then prints me method one. Then after that, actually, what the return type is Boolean, so it will return me true over here after execution. That true will be stored here. Okay, then what these arguments are for these methods. Okay, so these arguments which we are accepting, double and then integer and double, all these things are local variables for these methods. Got it? All these are local variables for these methods. So now I will just plus a. So this is integer argument method one. Here I mentioned double argument method. Then it's going to return double value. So I'm just going to print that plus b. Sorry, plus a. Understood? When I give actually what anything added to a string will be concatenated. That is joined together. That's the one thing. That's what we are doing here. Then after that, here is integer and double argument. So I'll just print integer and double argument method plus a plus b. Then here is double and integer argument method. Plus a and b. I'll just copy paste. Understood? This is how we're using. So whenever we get actually what whenever we pass any value to the argument, so that value will be stored into this variable. Okay, that is a local variable for that method. That's the one thing here. Understood, please? Everyone is clear on this part? Everyone is clear or any confusions? Can I get a reply from everyone? Is everyone clear on this part? Good, super. So now let me execute this, run as Java application. See, we get the output. So now we will execute this method with help of memory allocation so that you guys all will be clear how the execution flow goes. I will just put this one a little bit here. Okay, so we'll execute this program. In case if you guys feel that if I'm going fast or something, let me know so that we will go slow. So first thing, as usual, whenever we execute a program, for us, a memory location will be created. Correct? A memory location will be created for us. Correct? Then the class name with some hexadecimal numbers will be my name of the memory location. Correct? Then after that, the first memory which will be created into this actually what function is a static pool. Correct? Static pool is the first memory which will be created. Then it loads all the static members. So any static members we have, the only one member is main function alone. Public static void means string arguments. Correct? Then after that, it creates a memory location. Okay, so that is local memory for public static void main is been created. Okay, then my main function actually what starts to execute. Okay, so whether the memory for these things will be created now, not now. Okay, then main function system.out.println program starts. It prints program starts. Then next actually what creates an object functions with arguments obj1 equal to new functions with arguments. So new functions with arguments, it helps me to create an object here. It helps me to create an object. What is the name of the object? It is obj1. Got it? Then next actually what? It loads all the static and non-static members. It can be a method or it can be a variable. So static members always it takes from the static pool because it will have a single copy. Then all the non-static members it will take the default information. It loads all the memory. It loaded. Correct? Then after that, obj1 dot method 1. Okay, so now goes to the obj1. Do we have any method 1 which does not have any argument? Yes, we have one. Now what happened? It creates a memory location for it. For the void one. Local memory for void method. So next, what will happen right now? It starts to execute method 1. It prints me method 1. And then are we returning anything here? Void is the return type. Are we returning anything? No. Okay. So then after that, actually what? The void method 1 is executed. Deletes the memory. Understood? Next. Boolean b is equal to. So what I'm doing over there, I'm trying to create a local variable where inside the main function Boolean b is equal to obj1 dot method 1 10 comma 20 10.20. Okay, that is a decimal value I'm passing. So goes to the obj1. Do we have any method which accepts double argument? Okay, which accepts actually what? A decimal? Yes, we have. So creates a new method. Okay, Boolean method 1 double a. So now what will happen? It creates a double argument. So double a. So what is the value I'm passing here? It is 10.20. Okay, so the double a is a local variable for this method. So that is equal to 10.20. Loads 10.20. Then next actually what goes and call me that method. So now what will happen? It prints me double argument method. Prints double argument method. Then actually what I'm having a. So whenever we refer only by the variable name, what will happen? It goes to the local memory. So right now we are there executing this local memory. So goes to the local memory of this. Then what is the value here? A value is 10.20. Prints me this 10.20. Understood? Local memory means whichever memory I'm executing, that is a local memory there for that. Got it? Understood, guys? Whichever memory we are executing, that is the local memory there. That's the one thing. Okay. Then after that, actually what? It's going to actually what? Return me true. That true comes over here. Then that has been stored over there to the b variable, Boolean b. Then after that, deletes the memory. Okay. Then string a is equal to obj1 dot method 1. So it creates me actually what? One string variable. String a is equal to obj1 dot method 1. Goes to the obj1. Do we have method 1? Yes. Then accepts integer argument. So anything? Yes, we have this. Then it creates one memory location. Then that integer a will be the local variable for this method. Then what is the value I'm passing there? 20. Equal to 20. Got it? So then next actually what right now for me? obj1 dot method 1, right? So here executes this method. So integer argument method 1. Then after that a. So now what will happen? It goes here. Then it prints the value of a variable, that is 20. that is 20. Then it returns me hello. That hello comes to the place wherever it has been caught. So that is, it comes over here. Then it stores actually what? Hello in the A variable. Then after execution, it deletes the memory. Understood? Anyone actually has any questions so far on the memory allocation part? Why actually what it's creating a local variable here, and then after execution, why it's storing the value true and hello? Everyone clear? And why these are all local variables for these methods? Is everyone clear on this part? This is what mainly you should know. Okay. Is everyone clear on this part alone? Can everyone ping me as yes if you're sure about this?
Yes.
Clear, right? Others, guys, can everyone ping me as yes? Okay, Dipdata, Virginia, Sanket. Okay, good. Okay, good. Good, guys. So the next thing, obj1 dot method 1 40.30 comma 50. So now the thing is actually what goes to the obj1. Do we have a method 1 which accepts double and then integer? Yes, we have this. We have this. Okay, it creates me a memory location here. So this method actually what comes from here. This one from here. This one from here. So now it creates two memory location. One is double A and then integer B. So the double value what I have passed is 40.30. Then the integer value is 50. Got it? We have got this. Then it executes over there, double and integer. So double an integer argument method. Double integer. Then it prints me A and then B. So goes here to the local memory. What is my A variable value? 40.30. Then plus after that actually sorry. Then plus we have some this dashes. Then after that the B, the value is 50. Got it? Any questions for anyone on this? Same thing next. After execution comes out of the memory and then deletes the memory. Then next actually what? Obj 1 dot method 1 100 comma 150.30. So searches comes to the obj1. It should accept integer and double. Yes, we have this. Then it creates two local variables, integer and then double. So it stores actually what? So A variable value is what? 100. B variable value is what? 150.30. Got it? So then after that actually what? 100 is what? Stored in A. 150.30 is stored in B variable. So then after that comes here. So for me right now, integer and double. So it prints me integer and double argument method. 1. Then after that A. So goes to the local memory. The A value is what? 100. Then after that actually what? A spaces. Sorry. Then a dashes. then my B value. So comes here. What is my B value? 150.30. Got it? Then after that comes out of it. So when it comes out of it, it deletes the memory. So this memory comes from here. Then after system.println A plus B. So comes to the local memory of the main function. Here, what is the A value? Hello. It prints hello. Then the dashes. Then B comes to the local memory. The B value is true. Understood? Then finally, program ends. That's it. Then after that comes out of the main function. Then it deletes the memory of the main. Then after that comes out of the entire memory. It deletes the memory everywhere. Understood this? So this is how for a function level when we execute, the memory will be allocated. Any questions for anyone? Is everyone clear on this part, guys? Everyone clear, right? Okay, cool. So with this, I'll stop it for today. Okay, so I will be sending some assignments for you right now. So that is actually what now you guys know everyone as how actually what a program executes. Okay, then after that you know how to write a program for a return type, how to write a program for a argument. So I have given these two programs. I want everyone to do this. Along with that, I will be giving you some programs. Okay, so what you guys have to do means you have to take a paper and pen, same concept actually what you have to actually what prepare a chart. Okay, draw with the memory location and then execute the program, and after that right click and then execute whether your output and then both the output matches. Okay, the real actual plus the expected, both your output matches or not, you have to see. That's the main thing. Okay, right? So things you might feel actually what easier and lightweight whenever you practice on the same day or the next day itself. Okay, that's what I want to say. Try actually what as much as possible from your end. Just put some efforts over there for the next 2 months. So for sure you guys will be having so much clarity, because that's why I'm also trying to take it as much as slower and then easier for you to understand. Okay, try to utilize that alone, guys. Okay, cool, guys. So with this, I'll stop it for today, and then I'll be forwarding actually what for everyone today. My any questions from anyone?
No.
Good. Okay, so today I'll be forwarding my payment link over today, so you guys can actually what add my account and then you can start paying the fees over there. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you today. See you tomorrow, same time, 7:30. Thanks, guys.